Hi, I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog at stampwithelaine.com and welcome to episode 2 of 12 in my Christmas countdown series. Today I'm looking at the Lights Aglow suite. You'll find it on pages 30 to 33 of the July to December 2022 mini catalogue. If you wish to buy the whole suite collection, then there is a shortcut, and this is the code, getting all the items within the suite. It's rather a large suite because it consists of 2 bundles. There's a Christmas lights bundle, which is this stamp set and this set of dies. You'll notice this stamp set doesn't have any sentiments on it, and that's why they've got a second bundle called Brightest Glow, which has all the wording, and the coordinating dies for this set is called the Labels Aglow dies. So you can see they've got pretty labels here. This one that you can create a label with. They have the Festive Foils. You also have the Glimmer Paper. They're 12 by 12 inch sheets and there are 2 each in 3 colours. There's Evening Evergreen, which is this one, Gold and Very Vanilla. There is also the Festive Foils. This is 6 sheets of 12 by 12 in 3 designs. This is in Cherry Cobbler, Gold and Soft Succulent. Got 6 by 6 inch paper, and this is called Light Aglow. It's a specialty DSP because it's got gold foiling in it, and there are 48 sheets in the pack, 4 each of 12 double-sided designs. To be using a little bit of the gold glimmer paper to cut the stars. This is what we'll be making today. It's a table favour. There's a lid on the bottom so that you can open it and put your treats in, and then it sits on the table like so. And this one, I've put Tombow on it and allowed it to dry before I stuck it on the box, so when you come to writing the name, then you can take it off the box and write the name and then pop it back on. I did it in this colour as well because I thought this pattern on the paper lent itself to being on a tree. So that's everything in the suite. To be using everything, we're just going to be using the dies from the Christmas Lights bundle, and these are called the Twinkling Lights. So we're going to be using this die. Oops. The additional die set I'm using are the Rustic Pumpkin dies. I rather liked this fat banner. I'm going to be using that. To save time, I've already pre-die cut this. So this is the stars out of the gold glimmer paper. We need a pair of those. We need 1 label die cut out of basic white cardstock. And this little die will cut out a star out. And then this little tree die is die cut from Evening Evergreen. I think while I've still got this, I will glue this onto the label because it's so tiny I don't really want to lose it. So let's glue that. I'll put the glue on it so that it's repositionable. To create the pyramid, you actually need 3 pieces cut it 2 3/8 inches by 6 inches. In metric, that's 6 centimeters by 15.2 centimeters. Then you need one piece that is 2 3/8 inches by 6.5 to incorporate the lid. So in metric, that would be 6 centimeters by 16.5 centimeters. So this is my template, just to show you how the pieces should look once they're cut. So I'm going to cut this at 6.5, the short side. We don't want that. Then I'm going to cut a piece that is 2 3/8, which is 6 centimeters. Okay, and then this piece I'm going to cut 1/2 inch off. Then out of this remaining piece, which is 6 inches here, I want to align it at 2 3/8 inches or 6 centimeters and cut 3 pieces. 1, 2. On the 6.5 inch piece, you want to score it at 1/2 inch. Move the dark grey blade away because now you're going to be scoring. So score at 1/2 inch. Then flip the cardstock over, fold that 1/2 inch back and align that at 2 3/8 inches or 6 centimeters. And score again. Okay, so you've got 2 score lines there for the lid. Then on the short side, you want to mark the center point. You want to mark the center point, so that's 1 3/16 of an inch, which is 3 centimeters. Okay, now we'll set that aside and do the same with these pieces, except that with the 6 inch pieces, all you want to do is just put one score line at one end at 6 centimeters or 2 3/8 inches, and then mark them anti-clockwise. So the short side is at the top, and you go, that's the 1/4 inch, and then it's just one notch in from there on the trimmer, which is also 3 centimeters. So mark the center there and do the same for the remaining pieces. Now you can use the trimmer if you wish, but I find that it's more accurate with the little mini guillotine. So now you want to cut and the 2 score lines at the bottom. Okay, and the right side from that point down to this point. And you do the same for the remaining pieces. You need to always cut on the right side. It has to be the same side. So I'll just speed this up. Now bring back your trimmer. Now you can do it on the scoreboard, but I find that the stylus on the end is too thick for something as fine as this. So this scoring blade is better. So you want to score from that point there up to this point here. Okay, so I'll do this off camera to save time, and you need to be very accurate. To crease that line well. Scored all my pieces, then you want to reinforce the score lines on all of them. Okay, so there's your lid and then the other 3 pieces. Now I'm going to bring in my silicone mat and I'm going to put the tear and tape and do the same for the remaining pieces. Then I can cut along that line on all of them. You also need to miter the edge on this, otherwise, because of it being a triangle, it won't close properly. So you can put that off the next one so you get the angle right, so that they're all the same. So now we've prepared the base, we're going to do the designer series paper. So set that aside and bring in the DSP. Now you want to look at the pattern of your paper. If you want the scallops this way, if it has a directional pattern, then you need to orient your cardstock so that it's running vertical. Okay, now each panel is 3 inches tall by 2 inches wide, so line that at 3 inches or 7.6, I think it is 7.6 centimeters, and cut. Then you want to cut these at 2 inches. Each one is at 2 inches or 5 centimeters. And you need 4 pieces. I've got 2 left over from the previous one I did. So I will cut that in half, and that's my 4 pieces. So I deliberately chose that size so that if you have got a directional pattern, you will have designer series paper to do it with. And I'm going to make a mark. Now make sure which side your mark is, because you want it all facing the same way. So this is my scallop pattern, so I want to cut from this end down to that end, so I'm going to make a mark down the bottom. So a pencil mark just where the side of the cutter is, because then I'll know that exactly 1 inch. And I'll do the same for the remaining 4 pieces. Double check that's where I want the mark to be. I want to cut, so I'm cutting from that down to here. Now we're ready to glue all our pieces onto this. So you want the tear and tape to be face up, because when you join it, this is how you want to glue it. Okay, so to ensure that the tips have got plenty of glue, I'm going to pop my glue in the middle here and then sweep that down. Then pop it just inside the edge of the triangle, so that when I press it down and the glue squishes out, it won't go beyond the paper. So I've got a bit of wiggle room. And because I've scored that to find the middle, that also helps me find the center point to put the top of the triangle at. So there's method in the madness. So a bit there, drag that so all of it is covered. Now we want to assemble it. Okay, so take that off and make sure that the bottom and the top align. Okay, so the bottom is with the bottom score line and the tip is with the tip of your triangle there. With the last one, when you want to join it, fold that in. Make sure that that is properly reinforced. Take that off, fold that over, and you should have the perfect pyramid. Orient your pyramid so that the lid is at the back. Alright, then the one opposite the lid you want to cut off. So cut that off on the score line so that the lid can shut. You want to mitre that slightly. And then with these two, you want to cut it so that there's, say, about an inch or 3/4 of an inch. Take that piece and butt it to the outside edge of the box and then cut along that line, and then both of your flaps will be exactly the same size. Now you want to mitre the corners of these flaps. You want to establish which is the front and which is the back, so that you can put your stars on. Bring in my silicone mat. So I'm going to pop my pyramid like this, so then I can place my stars in the correct position. Pick it up with the tweezers and pop it on the top of your box. Okay, turn the box round so that the star is at the back. Pop glue on this one. Bring back my label, which I've already glued and die cut the little star. That's the back, so this is the front. So that's how you make the little pyramid for your table favours, and they also act as name holders as well. So I hope you've enjoyed episode 2, and I'll see you next time with episode 3. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget, all the supplies are listed below this video in the show more section. If you like this project, then do give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, then do subscribe so you won't miss any future episodes. Thanks for joining me. Bye.